it's just not always possible. So today, we'll be looking at upgrading an existing system for gaming. Casual, like, work-grade systems, office-grade systems that you buy pre-built off the shelf from large, like, Tier 1 manufacturers. Sometimes we need a little bit of help to be ready for even games like League of Legends if you want to play them at decent detail settings. So most of these systems come with pretty good CPUs, actually, but their graphics cards, if they have them at all, are often not up to the task of, PCMR level gaming. So the obvious solution is to upgrade with a better video card, right? Right? Hold on. Not quite that simple. There's a few requirements that we'll need to go over before we can just run out and buy a video card and slap it in there. First of all, you need to make sure that your motherboard is actually compatible. You need to find out the motherboard's model number, even pre-built systems will have them, and figure out if it has a compatible PCI Express 16X slot. Ideally, PCIe version 3, but the good news about PCI Express is that it's actually backwards compatible all the way from 1 to 3 and forwards compatible. So don't stress too much about that. If your motherboard doesn't have a PCI Express slot, it's probably pretty old or pretty horrible, and you should probably not use it. Next, you will need a power supply that's powerful enough to support whatever video card you want to put in and all the other components. If you're not sure about power supply specs, you can take a look at this video here. Odds are, though, that most power supplies are enough for an entry-level graphics card like a GTX 750 Ti. Make sure you have enough wattage and amperage on the 12-volt rail. The specs for your graphics card will spell this out. And physical connectors to power whatever card you want to use. Try to avoid using adapters, as that's often a sign that your power supply isn't powerful enough or not designed for a dedicated graphics card, which is often the case because why would that system builder put in a power supply that's designed for upgrading if they really don't expect the audience for that computer to ever upgrade it? Finally, you need to make sure that your case actually fits a new video card, like physically fits. If your case is not a standard ATX size, but like a half width or small form factor, then the odds are pretty good that you are out of luck. Good gaming graphics cards are usually at least 125 millimeters tall, including their power connectors, so keep that in mind. You'll also need to measure how much room you have lengthwise, since many manufacturers stick non-removable hard drive cages in the way. The good news, though, is that short cards like the Fury X or I want to say it was the 670 was pretty short. I mean, there have been short cards in the past that can take up as little as 20 centimeters, but longer ones like a Gigabyte WinForce Uba card can be 300 millimeters or 30 centimeters or more. Now, you could always transfer all your components over to a new case, but again, back to the motherboard. You'll want to take a look at that puppy and your power supply to see if they are actually standard components. Oftentimes, these manufacturers will work with non-standard parts there that are proprietary and not removable. I once ran into an issue filming, I don't think that episode ever saw the light of day. Original cameraman and I, this was like 6 or 7 years ago, we were at the studio for probably about 11 hours straight trying to film a Pimp My Dell type thing. Very similar concept to this. And the thing that eventually defeated us was the non-standard front panel header. The video never got edited to my knowledge, and we actually couldn't, without soldering leads onto it and testing one by one to see what was the actual power switch or what wasn't, there were endless problems. So if you're not 100% sure about your computer and you're worried about running into something like that, contact the PC advisor at pc@ncix.com. These guys are non-commissioned, and they will help you out. So if you've met all of those requirements, and you don't run into any weird stuff like what I just said, then you're probably good to go. Grab a new graphics card, plug in the power, install it in the PCI Express slot, and enter gaming nirvana. But if you run into any problems that involve replacing other parts as well, then you're going to have to weigh your options, because you may then just be better off building a system from scratch, or at the very least, just transplanting a couple select parts into an entirely new case, power supply, motherboard, and all that stuff. Transplanting a system is not all that difficult either. Most of the time, you'll be able to reuse the processor, RAM, and hard drive, so you're already halfway there. And then if you have to buy a case and a power supply, the good news about those is those might make it through several upgrades of things like motherboards and CPUs and video cards before you have to replace them. So it's not a terrible investment. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this helps some of you out there who want a game on a budget. Let us know in the comments below if you have an off-the-shelf manufacturer-built system and whether or not you game with it. What's the experience like? Also, like and subscribe for more videos like this from ncix.com. I wish I still had the footage from that, like, Pimp My Bell thing, because it was just one after another. I'd be in the middle of filming and be like, crap!
Do you want to do the new outro? I just did the old one, but what's the new one?
The new one is basically like a college game thing where we have most recent videos come up here and then social media come up on the other side. So we've just been saying, thanks for watching, that's pretty much it. Or that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Click here to watch more videos. Follow us on social media over here. Don't forget to, or then I say like or dislike the video or whatever. And then don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this from NCIX. And then you can either walk off or just do something stupid.
These are my only options.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that or you can just do the old one. It doesn't matter. Like, phasing it out anyway. But we've used it a couple of times. So.
It's up to you.
Let's just use the current audio with the new outro. That still works anyway.
Okay. It's still rolling.
Today, it's a 2-for-1 video special day. We're going to take a look at what I'm going to be using for my home computer. Well, one of them. I've got actually, my home setup is really kind of insane. This is just one piece of it. But first we're going to take a look at the hardware, because this is a perfectly reasonable Skylake build. And then we're going to take a look at the software part of it, for me, which is special and weird, and probably, well, I'd probably describe it as a Lovecraftian horror. But more information about that after the bump.
Thanks to Adorama for sponsoring this episode. They have a couple new wireless lavalier sets on their website that are really interesting, especially for SLR shooters. The Rode is simple, it just works, and it sounds really good. Plus, the range is about 100 meters, runs on AA batteries. We used it all over QuakeCon and had a lot of success with it. We're going to use that, and we're also going to use the Sennheiser AVX ME2 while we're in Germany. Now, this one is all metal construction. It's made in Germany, has XLR, and it comes with an adapter so that you can plug it right into your digital SLR. So both of these units are really interesting and attractive, especially for shooters with SLR cameras. Both these units are currently on sale, and they're new, so go ahead and check them out just by clicking on the screen or click on the link in the description.
So before we get into the Lovecraftian horror that is the software side, let's talk about the hardware side, because I figure most people, if they're going to put something together like this, they're just going to run Windows 8 or Windows 10 on it. They might run Linux on it. If you're going to run Linux on it, my second video is for you, definitely. But if you're going to run Windows 8 or Windows 10 on it, it's going to